You're listening to the Punk Show on Endeavour Radio. That was Downhearted by No Bragging Rights. I'm currently sitting with Mike, the frontman of the band here in Leeds, before they take the stage alongside Funeral for a Friend and Creeper this evening. Did you have a nice Christmas and New Year?
I did. I think it was made especially better because I missed Thanksgiving back home, which is like one of my favorite holidays. So it meant a lot more being home for Christmas and being with family. And then New Year's was pretty laid back, just hung out with friends and stuff.
You kicked things off with a short run with the Greenery, so that must have been a pretty good treat to start 2015 with, right?
Yeah, they're good buddies of ours. We actually toured with them, like similar to Rowdy, like in 2008, like one of our first tours and stuff. So like they're so much fun. So yeah, it was really cool, being able to start the year off with them.
It was only a short run, but was it good?
It was short, small, kind of smaller places. So
I know that it's the talking point of the band that your van flipped in the snowstorm. How has all the support and the outreach made helping you cover the insurance and the new van and a new trailer? How's that all made you feel?
It's been overwhelming. I mean, it was like really, obviously, like it still is. It sucks pretty bad. Just a lot of things in the air, a lot of uncertainty. Like we just found out that the van is totaled, and that we're losing a lot on it. And then we already knew that our trailer, we lost it. Like we had to leave it. And despite all that, man, yeah, the outreach is just it's been like unreal. Like it's been insane. Everything from like not even just donations. Like donations rule. Like that's so cool. But like just like random people like giving us like shout outs, or just sending kind words, or just saying that we're okay and stuff. Like it was I don't know, it was really moving, it was really touching too, because it's just like we've been doing this for a long time, and like it's cool to see that like people still care about you, aside from like just jumping around on stage. It's cool to see people like making sure that we're all right, and yeah, just hitting us up. So yeah, it's very, very, very cool, very, very overwhelming, very moving.
How are you then getting your gear and equipment? How are you transporting that? Are you having to share people's trailers and vans and stuff, or?
Yeah, like when it happened, we had just left the Greenery, and like and we came like a different way. But basically, when they told us the trailer wouldn't make it home, kind of thing, we basically had to move benches around in our van, and we just packed everything we could into our van, like, and we left behind a couple things like merch racks and I don't know, just small things that didn't need to come back with us, kind of thing. And it was the most uncomfortable ride home. Like all was like sitting up. We had like our blankets, backpacks, everything just everywhere. All our merch, all our gear. Luckily we were sharing gear a lot, so we didn't have but it was really, really uncomfortable. And thankfully that was like the tour had ended. Like that was a lot. Like we said goodbye to our buddies, and I was a second shift to drive, and it was during my shift, like 30 minutes or an hour into like my driving shift. As far as like what's gonna happen now, I think we're gonna just try to either rent something, because we're doing it's like 6 days with Comeback Kid, and then we also have some festivals, and we're hoping that like we can either rent, or we know friends that are going out to some of these tours. I think the Greenery is on the Comeback Kid run, so some of us just might try to jump in with them or something, try to share rides or something. But I mean, we're gonna finish out the shows that we have in March, and hopefully if we have to rent a van, we'll rent a van. But I think we're gonna be taken care of as far as friends of ours loaning gear. So I think we'll be okay.
We last spoke at the Never Say Die tour here, which was in October, November. How did that rest of that tour go for you? Do you think it was a really rewarding experience overall?
Oh yeah, man. It was. Every show we played on that was the biggest show we'd ever played in that place. Like we literally, there's like not a better tour I feel like we could have done. You know what I mean? Like the bands we went out with were awesome. You know, the venues, the promotion for it. I mean, it's the biggest tour we've ever done, been a part of. You know, it was awesome. It was fun. Like we gained so much from that. You know, gained friends, gained exposure. I listened, like Comeback Kid, for instance. I mean, that's a band that I got into. Big reason why, like, you know, in hardcore and stuff. And like, I mean, I got to sing with them on stage. I got to do not just my favorite like Comeback Kid song. It's like All in a Year is like one of my favorite songs, period. And I got to do that with them on stage. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you meet, you know, hanging out with Terror, who is already like, you know, gonna go down as, you know, one of the most respected hardcore bands, you know. And we got to tour with them. Sacred Guns, they've in the years, you know, crossed paths with them a lot. We're kind of from the same area, our buddies with them, but still, like, being able to see them do the thing every night is it's awesome. Like that tour makes us better as a band, you know, seeing how you know everyone handles business. You know, we made friends with a band from Portugal, you know what I mean? I didn't know anyone from Portugal until that, so more than 1,000 dudes were sick. You know, buddies in Capsize. I mean, it was, you know, yeah, I met a ton of awesome people. Oh, our driver on this tour is Tomas, and he was the stage manager on Never Say Die, and now he's driving us. You know what I mean? So it's like from there, that wouldn't have happened if we didn't. You know, and he's such a rad dude. And the only negative, it's like not even a negative. It's just for me personally, like I don't do well. Like, I get anxiety like meeting like new people and big crowds, and that whole tour was just like all constantly meeting new people and huge crowds. So, but I mean, even then, like it was awesome. Man. Made a ton of awesome friends, you know, in bands, and then just showgoers, you know. So sick. It's cool.
Would you say the same for this tour with Funeral for a Friend and Creeper?
Yeah, dude. It's really cool that like we've had like our big where we need growth is the UK. Like, so, you know, for a friend, like what, like when we got this offer, we were kind of like, are you serious? Like I can't think. You know, I would have never thought that like we'd get a tour offer like this. You know what I mean? And it already it's, you know, we're playing a lot of cool new areas. Like we've never been to Manchester, and that was one of our favorite shows so far. You know, and they're cool dudes, and it's a very complimenting tour, man. Like, you know, for right now, for this run, it's Creeper, us, Funeral, and I feel like it's really smart on Funeral's part on the bands they pick, because like Creeper has the very punk rock element, you know, to it, which, you know, there's a lot of punk rock in Funeral, and then they have us, and we're more, you know, we have the hardcore and the melodic stuff, you know, and they definitely have that. So it's like, you know, it's very, I feel like us and Creeper complement them really well, you know, and it's cool, man. I take a lot of pride in, you know, in supporting them, because like it's even after like getting to talk to them and meet them, like they're good dudes, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's awesome, rewarding, already freaking making awesome friends, and already seeing rewards, just people, you know, seeing us even for the first time, you know. Never Say Die was huge for us, and then we're still meeting new people, and we're still getting a different crowd, you know. So yeah, it's awesome.
Have they said good things about the Concrete Flower?
Dude, like, the guys from Creeper and the guys from Funeral, they've all have said really, really awesome things, like, to us, and like, I don't even know how to respond to it, other than like we're just super like stoked and grateful, you know, that they have high compliments, because they're you know, Funeral for a Friend you're not a band this long, you know, for by accident, you know what I mean? It's because they're a great band, they're good dudes, they do things the right way. So any compliment from them goes a long way. You know, we didn't know too much about the dudes from Creepers, but they're good dudes, man, and they're talented. I don't know if you've heard them before. Like, they're sick. Really, really, really awesome playing with a band like Creeper, because it's like we come from like punk rock backgrounds, and like they have like a cool like AFI like Tiger Army kind of feel, and that's like all the stuff we're into. So, and then yeah, just people like I said, they're bringing in a new crowd for us, and it's being received really well. And the few people that we have talked to that have heard of Concrete Flower, it's been positive so far. So yeah, it's been good. It's cool because I feel like we've had on this tour, we've had more people coming up to us and doing the whole like, hey, my first time hearing you, but I really connected with like the songs you're talking, what you're saying in between songs, and I was getting something out of your music. So that's why we do this. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to build and get that out. So it's been awesome. It's been awesome getting the new people who've never heard us before, and then it's also very rewarding to have like the people who maybe heard of us, and then now they've seen us, and now it's kind of like they're like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. Like it is what I hope it'd be. You know what I mean? Like we haven't had anyone, at least we haven't had anyone who's been like, I was hoping you'd be more this, or I was hoping it'd be more that. I'm sure there's people that are probably hoping I'd talk less, play more music, but so far they haven't said that to us directly. So
If you don't have those elements that you have right now, that wouldn't be you, because you have many motives behind your music.
I'm happy that we've kind of that's kind of getting that's like known as well. You know what I mean? Because like sure, like it'd be nice if people be like, oh, like they have like sick riffs, or like their harmonies are cool. You know what I mean? Like that's nice. You know what I mean? But it's like I much rather have people be like, dude, I like what they stand for, or I like what they write about, I like what they talk about. That to me means way more, because style, genre, like that's.
So that with those themes, did you have to be really careful when writing the songs? When you take a song, Damage Recover, the last song on the album, you say, I'm not a martyr, I am my own champion, and then you hit that with the most aggressive riff to give it an amazing, impact, a social and personal impact. So is that what the focus was on? You had to be so careful with writing something like that.
I mean, from the music side, like I've been like blessed, man. Like the guys in my band are musicians. You know what I mean? Like for sure. Like they're the ones who, like when they bring stuff, like Daniel, especially he writes the majority of our stuff. Like I have a lot of pressure to I feel to do the music justice. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody who thinks like right here this part needs this to make the song. I'm more of just like I write my lyrics, and then like if it fits well, like sick. I feel like that'll work. And that's what was awesome about working with Will Putney, who recorded, because he would be like, actually for that song, Damage Recover, he's just like, I had the lyrics and I had what I wanted to say there. You could say something more impactful here. Like I don't know what it is. Like let's come back to it, kind of thing. And so like I wrote down different lyric ideas, and I brought it, and he's like, dude, that one. He's like, that'll work. I don't know. So I'm not like, I don't think that way, and I just write and like hope that it comes across. Like I didn't write the song thinking like this, like I need to have something for right here.
I like that. I mean, after Never Say Die tour, I knew that I listened to your album, and after that I was like, saw the show. I was like, I've got to go back and listen to it again. And then I soaked it up a little bit more, and then I've not been able to stop listening to it. It's just something about it. Just every single track is faultless. I like the use of monologues. Is that you? When you monologue at the end of one of the songs, you're like, that's you. What inspired you to do something like that?
Well, I mean, part of it is a big part of our live shows. Like you've seen, I talk a lot. I'm always talking. And the talking part you're thinking of, is Downhearted, right? Okay, so for that song is a different song for me lyrically. It's because there's not a whole lot of resolve. There's not a whole lot of it's not necessarily like a positive song. It's a to me that's like a real song. That's what it is. Like that the idea of it is that's what it is. And normally, typical MBR, like I'd find a way to like turn it around, and like we'd end with the outro would be positive, or maybe the chorus changes and it becomes a positive song. But in that song it doesn't. It's just that's what that is. That's what the context is. And live, I knew that I'd be able to explain what the song is beforehand, or at the end of the song I'd be able to talk. You know what I mean? Live, I could do that. And I just felt like I didn't.
You're able to keep up the motif of the song, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and by talking at the end of it, I was able to bring it back and to give it some kind of closure, or not closure, but just some kind of light. You know what I mean? Because it's a heavy song, like as far as like content.
Your best song, I believe, anyway.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. And I'm obviously very proud of it, but I felt like there was something like, I felt like it couldn't wait for people to see us live, to hear like what else I wanted to say. And so I'm really stoked that the guys and like Will Putney were like okay with letting me do that, because I was like, hey, like this is how I feel and I really want to talk, and they're like, yeah, dude, go for it. And I did it, and it I feel like it worked out. It didn't sound cheesy, or it didn't sound forced. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm not, obviously we're not reinventing the wheel. There's a lot of bands who talk about the subject, or not a lot, but there's bands who touch on the subject and stuff. So the fear was like, is this too much? Like, is this too, and I don't want to like, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, I guess you definitely like, yeah, there is the fear that like people might either like, this might be like too heavy, or like too deep, you know what I mean? That it's like uncomfortable, and but at the end of it, like, I felt like in each song, like whatever the topic is, like I felt like this needs to be said, and like if people don't like it, then they don't have to receive it. They can just skip the song, whatever, or skip us. But I feel like for people who need to hear it, or people who, at least they can be like, well, they heard it. If they don't like it, cool. And hopefully the people who receive it, it's something.
For me, you're talking about these topics, and for kids, they're obviously relating to this, and it's like you're doing it. It's like you have a duty to then do this, like say this stuff to kids, and it's sort of like would associate with like Hardcore Help Foundation. You're doing something like that, like something good for kids like that.
Yeah, and in that sense, that's why it wouldn't be fair to like, not that I've ever sugarcoated stuff before, but I just felt like the content it had to be like that, otherwise it wouldn't be fair. You know what I mean? And especially for us, like we're always under like we don't try to think too far ahead of anything. Like this could be our last album, so like this one needs to be said, so let's say it. Let's not. I don't want to not talk about a subject because it's not popular, or because it's too, this might rub people the wrong way. It's like, well, it needs to be said. I don't know, and that's how we see it.
You released Bravehearts as a music video, really, really good. I liked it. With that tying in, before the tour started, do you think that as an appetizer, do you think fans have gone, yeah, I like this band, yeah, and they come along and go, oh yeah, I've heard that music video, yeah, like it sounds really cool.
I don't know. I mean, I personally haven't seen like a difference in like, oh, people are singing that song. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that or see that.
Is that why you released it at that time though, just to go catch people's attention? And
I mean, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't want to get too far into like I stay as clear as I can from any kind of our, like, not that that's business, but it's just like I definitely. Like if they, if they're like, hey, we're gonna release this after your European tour, I'd be like, okay, you know what I mean? Or if they were like, we're gonna release this, because of, I don't get involved in that. I'm more of just like, tell me where we're gonna be, tell me when
tell me what you want to do, and I'll do it.
It's like, I'll leave that to them, because I don't think about that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm sure there was like, it makes sense that they release a video before this kind of tour to build some kind of, hype or awareness, whatever. So,
in our last little chat, we said we talked a little bit about Warped Tour. Is that a thing now? Is that happening?
Oh no, it's not.
It's not happening.
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know. We're actually. I mean, we never want to feel entitled or feel like we're deserving of anything. But we did feel like this time around we felt like we had a pretty good shot at it, because our label, is like, our label owner Jake, he's like in good with all the people at Warped Tour. He's done the tour himself, so they know him. He has that personal relationship, and you know, it was one of those things where like, oh, you know, we have a new album out. We're on Pure Noise. It looks like we'll probably get something. You know what I mean? And we didn't. And it's one of those like it's kind of like, oh, that sucks, but
You're still doing South by So What, and that must be you must be really excited for that.
and like that's like I said, like we don't feel any sense of entitlement. Like we, you know, we're in Europe right now, UK, and we go back and we're gonna do Comeback Kid. We then after Comeback Kid, we're doing the Texas festivals. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be sick, and we kind of feel like actually we found out on Never Say Die that we weren't getting Warped Tour, and we found out in where were we? I want to say we were like in like Lyon or like Bordeaux. So like yeah, it was after the fact. It was after. Yeah. No, but it's good, man. We're kind of looking forward to taking a break, like, and.
Does that mean you're already jotting down ideas for your next release, or are you just concentrating on Concrete Flower for now?
Right now we're concentrating on Concrete Flower, and I mean, honestly, the accident changed a lot of things. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
That's. I mean, you know, it's always, a lot of things are always up in the air, but like things are really, really up in the air. You know, that time off. We want to treat it as a legitimate break, you know, because we've never really had anything longer than like a month and a half or 2 months. So we're really hoping that it could be a good little, you know, time to you know recover, time to.
Not a hiatus or anything, just a little short break.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you can't do that to me.
The word hiatus. I'll put it this way, man. I don't think we'll be coming out to Europe. I don't even know, man. Like I said, that accident ruined us so bad.
Right.
So it ruined us so bad. But I mean, you know, we're gonna definitely take our break, and of course we're not gonna pass up any awesome opportunity.
No, of course not.
And if we can do it, you know. It's just especially in the opportunity in the States, it has gotten that much harder because you know we don't have a vehicle. You know, Christian is when we're home, that's Christian's car. You know what I mean? So he's carless now, and his job requires him to drive. So it's put, like I said, it's put us in a really, it's put us in a bad spot. But you know, we're still.
You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Like a hiatus is probably, I guess, the most extreme word we'll use. I don't think either of us are like, oh, we're done, or like, it'll just be like we need that time off to, you know, a couple things, you know, regroup, save money. But I know that like Daniel, always writing, man. So who knows? Maybe that might be. Maybe we'll, you know, come up with like a cool EP or something in that time. For as much as all of us like a break, we're all really bad at sitting on our hands, you know, and especially Daniel, man. He's always writing. So who knows? Maybe this will be like a cool blessing, and maybe we'll get a cool, you know, recording, or maybe have a new album on when we're ready to come back. So yeah.
That's really cool to hear. Lastly, I know you've done something really cool with FakeLife.org, and you've managed to like help them give 1,000 meals to orphans in need. So that's outstanding, you know. You know, what made you want to, you know, take that on as a campaign in the first place?
I personally, I haven't been involved too much with like, you know, the stuff that Fake Life is doing. Like they're really big on like the first thing that we started working with. They're big on building like building communities, building people. Like they're into like giving you know, people in like third world countries or whatever loans so that they can build a business or basically build a community. You know what I mean? Things that aren't just gonna help them, but build what their town or whatever. You know, which to, like we love that. Like I love that. That's how we initially got in with Fake Life with Larry. Larry's such a cool dude. So we've had that relationship with Larry from Fake Life. We do a collab T-shirt.
You've also done a collab T-shirt for the van as well, yeah. Yeah,
yeah. Our poor van. Larry talked to us about the new campaign, to 1,000 meals, and how do you say no to that? We're like, dude, yeah, like of course, like, yeah, like what do we need to do, and I thought the shirt design was pretty sweet, you know what I mean? I thought it was cool. There's navy, and it's 1,000 meals for a kid, man. Like how do you not, you know what I mean? Like want to help that. So once we were told what the new campaign was, we were on board 100%. It's done well, you know what I mean? We're happy to do it. Our other campaign for our T-shirt for the van, I mean that's just like, I don't even know, that everything helps. Every T-shirt bought definitely helps for sure for us, but I'm definitely more, I'd rather feed somebody than us ever tour again. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Well, we can always figure out a way to travel and to play shows and be a band, but it's like if you're to be involved in something that's feeding another person, especially like a child, like that's way cool. So yeah, we're stoked to be part of that.
That's really cool. Really like you're doing that. Really good campaign. Can you choose a song for us to play that's been your most favourite to play live on this tour?
Actually, I'm gonna say this, and we're not playing it tonight, but on our last run, or last couple 2 runs we did, we've been playing the Concrete Flower, the title track, and doing it live, man, it's so much fun. I'm so bummed we're not doing it on this tour. Just I don't have time, but the Concrete Flower, man, like we didn't play it on Never Say Die, and then when we did the shows at home, we had a headline set, so we had a longer set, and so we started playing it. And I mean, just from the first, like when we got to finally play it as a band at practice, I was like, yeah, man, that song's fun. And then like we played it live, and I don't know, it was just really fun to play for me. Like I don't know what about it, like something about it. It's just fun. It's just like that song that like, and we did it late in the set. Like we did it like I think it was like our third to last song or something. And by then, once we got home, I was so out of shape. And like, once like that was that song that it was just kind of like, I'd see it, I was like exhausted, and I'd see it, and I'd be like, yes, cool, all right, give me that quick little, I don't know, pull a little something.
Pick me up.
Yeah. So, and of course I'm saying this, and we're not playing it tonight, but that's gonna make its way back into the list. It has to. Like I love playing that song.
You've been listening to the Punk Show on Endeavour Radio. No Bragging Rights' new album, The Concrete Flower, is available now over at purenoise.merchnow.com. Thanks, Mike. This is The Concrete Flower.